The city of Dalaran has had high elf inhabitants since its inception, with the alliance between Quel'thalas and the Mage City being one of the strongest on the Eastern Kingdoms before the Second War. These bonds were obviously tested after the Third War, when Grand Marshal Garithos, in military control over the ruins of Dalaran, ordered the execution of the Blood Elves under his command, while the Kirintor did not, or could not, do anything to oppose him, and later when Silvermoon joined the Horde. One Blood Elf Archmage though, Aethys Sunreaver, worked to rekindle this ancient alliance and get the Blood Elves readmitted into Dalaran. Perhaps oddly, even though there are some elves alive today who have lived in Dalaran for thousands of years before the events of the Third War, Aethys Sunreaver is relatively young and very inexperienced with politics. He was, however, described by Dave Kosak on Twitter as being roughly on the same power level as Jaina Proudmoore and Khadgar, though as seen in a conversation he has with Khadgar and Argus, he is obviously less magically experienced as well. Regardless, his efforts, as well as the support of most of the members of the Council of Six, secured the Blood Elves' readmission into Dalaran, and Aethys even participated in the ritual that lifted the city from the Alterac Mountains and sent it to Crystal Song Forest, and then helped defend it against the Blue Dragonflight. Despite their ancient bond, the general population of Quel'thalas was not usually friendly towards Dalaran and the Kirin even before the Third War. While they did cooperate often, especially on matters concerning demons, the High Elves tended to view the mages of Dalaran as reckless, and those elves who decided to live in the magical city as having questionable loyalties. The most notable example was Prince Kael'thas Sunstrider, who even became a member of the Council of Six. Because of this, he had a tenuous relationship with his father, King Anasterion, who believed that Kael'thas was neglecting his role as heir to the throne due to his association with the Kirin. In addition, when the prince returned to Quel'thalas after its destruction by the Scourge, he was met with almost open hostility by many of the surviving elves, who believed that he had abandoned them in their time of need. At present day, before the Purge of Dalaran, the Blood Elves were also not very enthused about the Sunreavers' efforts. The leader of the Magisters of Quel'thalas, Grand Magister Romath, had also been a member of the Kirin before the Third War, was a survivor of Garithos' attempted mass execution, and was openly hostile to the magical city and to the Sunreavers as a result. The Region Lord of Quel'thalas, Lor'themar, was officially more neutral to the Sunreavers, though he only agreed to support them and the Kirin efforts against Malygos after he was strong-armed by Sylvanas Windrunner into participating in the Northern campaign, and only on the condition that the forces sent in support would not be used to further the Kirin own agenda. During the Purge of Dalaran, however, Lor'themar and Romath immediately sent aid to the Sunreavers and helped rescue several of them, including Aethys himself, who were then integrated into the Magisters of Quel'thalas. The Sunreavers, in spite of their association with the Horde, strive to maintain the strict neutrality of Dalaran. In fact, when Garrosh Hellscream attacked Faramore and Jaina Proudmoore asked for the Council of Six's aid, Aethys Sunreaver was the deciding vote in favor for aiding the Alliance City, though only in its defense and not in any offensive actions. This attitude obviously was not reflected in every member of the organization, as one of the Sunreavers who defended Faramore, Phelan Songweaver, was actually loyal to the Horde and helped destroy the city. Later, Garrosh Hellscream indirectly used the Sunreavers to sabotage the negotiations between Lor'themar and Varian Rin by having a Blood Elf, Fanlur Silverthorn, who may have been a member, it's unclear exactly, use Dalaran's portal network to steal the Divine Bell from Darnassus, thus indirectly triggering the Purge of Dalaran. Aethys himself was guilty by inaction in the Divine Bell incident, as he stumbled upon the Horde agents at the last minute, but was intimidated by the threat of Garrosh retaliating against the Blood Elves into not reporting the event to Jaina. The Sunreavers made their contribution to the Horde both during the war in Northrend and after the Purge of Dalaran. During the former, they served as liaisons of the Horde to both the Argent tournament and the Dragonflights at Wormrest, in addition to seeing some action against the Vrykul and possibly the Alliance in Wintergrasp. After their expulsion from Dalaran, they fought alongside the other Blood Oath forces on the Isle of Thunder against the Thunder King and the Kirin Tor, as well as during the Siege of Orgrimmar. Notably, they were instrumental in repurposing captured Mogu magic and technology from the Isle of Thunder, being presumed that they were responsible for the Blood Oath's use of blood golems. It's worth noting that they probably no longer serve in the same capacity as Horde ambassadors to Dalaran, since their readmission into the Kirin Tor took place after Dalaran declared its neutrality again during the Legion's invasion.